What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes just took an L because he is going to have to pay his ex-wife, Gloria Govan, over $133,000 in back child support. Now, this is the same woman that he was married to, that he divorced, and he ended up getting, I believe, temporary custody of his sons after she had a bit of a meltdown. Now, apparently she's gotten herself together because now she's going to be getting $133,000 in back child support. See, that's how it works out here. Okay. And the thing about Matt Barnes, I'm not the biggest fan of Matt Barnes. I think he's a clown. This might be a little bit of karma for him spitting at his fiance's baby's father or ex, right? The guy that he refuses to get along with, but seems like he's getting along with Derek Fisher, the guy that he drove all those miles to go and fight. And now she's going to use your money to basically probably buy something nice for Derek Fisher. You see, I guess this is how things is, Matt Barnes. When you're out here being a clown and you're getting into it with people, it's used against you. And I have no doubt that incident, she may have, Gloria Govan, may have used that against you. And she's been able to get $133,000 in back child support. You see, this is what happens when you think you're smarter than you really are. Okay. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of men paying child support, but this couldn't have happened to a better guy. This is a guy who refuses to accept and embrace the children of his fiance, quote unquote. Like when you see them in pictures together, it's Matt Barnes, his children, and her, but where's her kids? And the kids are actually living with them. It's not a situation where the kids are living with the father. The kids, I believe, are with the mother. Right? See, he's there. He has his sons. And again, this is a bit of an older picture, but your kids ain't around because it's all about Matt Barnes, his children. It ain't about your children. But he wants to be your next husband. So the children are going to have to play a part in that particular relationship, right? But, if you want to get into fights with her ex, her children's father, that must mean that you actually care about her kids. Actually, you don't. Which is why those children should probably be back with the father. But that's just a whole nother subject. But I want to get into Matt Barnes and a guy, again, this is a guy who really thought he was smarter than he really was, who is now taking a big L in this situation and paying back child support. This is the reason why I think this situation is kind of unique, is because I haven't seen any ex-player who got a divorce and had to pay child support was in a situation where they had to pay back child support. So did he just stop, or he just stopped when he had the children with him? Or we're going to get into the article because, again, there might be some deadbeat energy in here. This according to Enterprise. It says former NBA player Matt Barnes ordered to pay ex-wife Gloria Govan more than $133,000 in back child support. This is the same Gloria Govan that had that meltdown, and when she had lost her kids, I believe, temporarily because of that. It looks like former NBA player Matt Barnes wants all the smoke. According to TMZ, the podcast is substantially behind on child support payments to ex-wife Gloria Govan. The media outlet obtained legal paperwork stating that Barnes owed the mother of his children $133,000 in past-due child support payments. A judge recently ordered him to pay the arrears to his former wife. The former couple have two children together, teenage twins Carter and Isaiah. The former Los Angeles Laker and Basketball Wives alum were married from 2013 to 2016. And in 2018, after paying $20,000 per month in child support, he was ordered to only shell out $7,500 monthly. Govan really needs that money so she can satisfy a judgment recently issued to her. Coincidentally, the lawyers who have helped her in her divorce case against Barnes have sued Govan. They allege that she owes them a whopping $197,000. So the order to be paid $197,000 to her lawyers, but then say, you know what, we're gonna give her we're gonna make sure that Matt Barnes pays for that, because that's what it looks like to me. It looks like they know that woman don't have enough money to pay this judgment, so they're gonna take it from Matt Barnes. That's how it looks to me, because from a lot of these divorce stories that I've seen where these athletes have to pay child support, I've never seen where they were ordered to pay back child support for children that they were paying child support for. And then he actually got temporary custody of them. And then he is ordered to pay $133,000. That's weird. Like, she's being sued by her former lawyers. It's just weird. Radar Online reported that her divorce attorneys took her to court for refusing to pay for their services. Court documents revealed a Los Angeles Superior Court judge awarded a default judgment against Govan after she ignored the lawsuit filed by the law firm Brott, Gross, and Fishbein. In the legal papers initially filed by her former attorneys, they demanded Govan be ordered to pay $250,000. The amount would cover the debt she owed them plus additional legal fees. After they hired a process server to find Govan, they tracked her to her address in Las Vegas. The law firm stated that she failed to respond to the case. So you have that entitlement. I see why they both were with each other. She has entitlement issues, and so does he. Earlier this year, Barnes was hit with a lawsuit from his fiancee, Anansa Sims' former husband, David Patterson Jr. The lawsuit, which was filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court, alleged that Barnes committed battery, assault, and emotional distress during an incident that transpired at the San Francisco 49ers versus Dallas Cowboys football game. And I believe I've spoken on that. Yeah, this guy, again, this couldn't happen to a better guy. And it's funny how his wife owes all this money, and then all of a sudden he owes this back child support. I told y'all, man, Matt Barnes is a clown, man, in life and on social media and in real life. Like, how do they? I'm just trying to figure out, how does a guy go from having his kids and getting his child support lowered? Because you got to understand, he had his child support lowered to $7,500 a month, and then all of a sudden, I guess since then he hasn't paid anything. Probably because he ain't got it, or maybe he thought that he wouldn't have to pay anything. Which I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna try to go to court and try to appeal this. But it's a very weird judgment. It's like Gloria is in debt. She's in deep debt, and all of a sudden she gets this judgment. It's almost as if they're like giving her a wink, like, you don't have to pay. We gonna make Matt pay. That's how it's looking. Cause it's weird. Like, how in a situation where his child support was lowered from $20,000 to $7,500, does he's all of a sudden $133 in back child support? Like, has he not paid anything since that particular judgment? How much has he had his children? Those are questions that I would want to know, because to me it's very weird. It's a very weird judgment. But again, Matt Barnes is the type of guy that kind of brings these situations on himself. You know what I'm saying? And again, looking at his situation, and let me go to this particular article. Let's go to this particular article here where it talks about how Matt Barnes and Gloria Govan and Derek Fisher are on good terms, as you can see there. What's funny is that, this guy can't get along with Anansa's ex, but he can get along with a guy that was screwing his wife behind his back, that was dirty macking, a guy that he drove all those miles to go and fight. He's on better terms with Derek Fisher than he is with Anansa Sims' ex-husband, who I'm sure has no beef with Matt. Matt just doesn't like him because Matt is with Anansa, and Anansa is feeding him a bunch of nonsense, and he's believing it because he's a sucker. He's a sucker. And that's why he's willing to believe that. But everything is good reportedly. But, and that's the crazy thing is, this was back in 2020. So it's been about 2 years since this photo. So we don't know how things are now, right? We don't know how things are now. Maybe things aren't as good, but it's just interesting how, you got done dirty and you're on good terms with him, but you're not on good terms with Anansa's ex. It's very interesting. You don't want to squash the beef. You know, you in a pissing contest with that guy? I don't know. But again, Matt Barnes brings a lot of these weird situations on himself, man. And it just seems like the court sees him as this dirtbag. They like, forget that you owe this $130,000, and we're gonna award it to your ex-wife, the same woman that was screwing Derek Fisher. I mean, that's crazy. That is. But again, as I told you, I couldn't happen to a better guy. So let me stay in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll see y'all next one.